I think it's about time, Dokkan. We gotta get the boys. Legends just dropped some very hype stuff for their 5th anniversary. Part 2. We have a Legends Limited Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 duo unit that's coming out that has, again, I think it's called like the Nova Strike or Nova Break or something, where the Gamma 2 sacrifice move. Very cool. And then Cell Max is actually coming to the game in the form of Magenta. So what happens is this Magenta like gets killed, and then Cell Max comes out and do an attack. It's pretty cool. Getting Cell Max actually playable in the game in a fashion, right? Because Legends can't really do giant characters like that, right? And they're also getting a Power Awakening Piccolo that actually revives into a Orange Piccolo and a base form Gohan, right? So I just think overall Legends is doing a really great job. And again, I know the community recently in Dokkan has had a lot of issues with these recent releases. I mean, I could probably bring up some of these recent releases, and I just know that people are very upset about some of the things that have coming out recently. Is there a way I could bring up the timeline? Um, if I do this here, timeline of events, Jeff DP, right? I mean, just, I mean, you know, I could, an easy way to do this actually is bring up the banners. Again, people aren't satisfied with this Goku. I think people were kind of like, Turles is good. I honestly think this Turles celebration was really good, but I feel like people were underwhelmed by how powerful Turles is. I think most people enjoyed Golden Week, but then we go back, we have LR Super Boo. People are just really confused, just came out on global right now. I don't think people were a really big fan of Kale. I think Kale is kind of underrated. People liked God Goku. Then we had the anniversaries. Global doesn't have yet. I see a lot of people kind of downplay the anniversary. I think once the anniversary actually begins on Global, you guys will be, you know, a lot more receptive to that. I skipped past them, but we have the 17s. Yeah, a lot of people were disappointed in Beast Gohan, and I think from like here is where people started really getting a little more negative about the game, because it wasn't actually like a Beast Gohan you could play as. It's only Beast Gohan in the active skill. And then whilst we had a lot of good stuff in here, I think a lot of people's negativity kind of are overtaking it. So I think Dokkan really needs to drop a very exciting release for this Tanabata celebration. I think this could be a very strong turning point in the year for Dokkan, having a very good hype character drop for Tanabata. And then the 8th anniversary starting on Global, which is still like a easily like a top 3 celebration in Dokkan history ever. I think a lot of people are going to have fun during the anniversary, much contrary to what they're saying. I do think that once the anniversary is actually happening, people are going to realize how much there actually is in there, and, you know, how fun the new units are if they are able to summon for them, if they even summon at all, right? But I think that this, again, would be really good. A really great pick. Dokkan Fest LR, Gamma 1 and 2, and then a Carnival LR Cell Max for Part 2, I think would be absolutely fantastic. Maybe they even do Dokkan X Carnival. I know I think it was Zia who brought it up. Like, what if they do Dokkan X Carnival Part 1, and then just a Yellow Coin LR for Part 2? Just throw an extra LR in there. I think I'd be fine with that, right? I just do think Cell Max definitely should be like a Carnival LR or Dokkan Fest LR. He will hopefully eventually be playable. Now, I think this could really fit into how this is working, because what kind of happens is it's kind of like a standby, right? The Gamma 1 and 2 thing, and they're updating standbys in terms of the icon here, showing us the charge amount, and then they're allowing us to skip like standby skills and the standby finish attack revives. Not unfortunately normal revives, just the standby skills like combo revives, right? That are in the passive skill specifically, right? So that kind of does suck, but I think this is fine. And this could be like, again, like a Gamma 1 and 2. It could be Gamma 1 and 2 dual unit, and then you stand by into Gamma 2, who's like doing the charging attack, or it could be like Gamma 1 by himself, and then Gamma 2 is doing the charging attack, and then once Gamma 2 does that finishing move, maybe, I don't know, maybe Gamma 2 comes back for some reason. I mean, like, Majin Vegeta does the final explosion, and you still play with him after, so it could probably be something like that. Or it could be the case where you just have Gamma 1 by himself, right? One of those two things. I think that is like like literally the definition of like a standby skill. I think that could be really, really interesting to implement to the game. And it's very possible the Tanabata unit does have a standby skill because of some of these updates, right? We'll just have to wait and see how that works. I would assume it would make sense, right? Now, again, these characters are still really, really good. I think they did a great job at future-proofing Gamma 1 and 2. Both of them are still just extremely powerful. I mean, if it's like... It could honestly, like, LR Gamma 1 and 2 could be like a slot 1 unit. I think that would still be really good, even though Gamma 1 is a really strong slot 1 unit. I think that, like, you could have a rotation of LR Gamma 1 and 2 with this Gamma 1, and then LR Gamma 1 and 2 with this Gamma 2 as 2 rotations. That would be really, really good. I think they would be on a couple of teams that could really use the help. I mean, they're on the same teams together, like all the same teams, right? I don't think that one has a team over the other. No, they're exactly the same teams. And I think that they would also have what's it called? They would have what's it called, final trump card on there because of the Gamma 2 attack. They should also have the Battle of Fate category on top of that, because that would actually be from the final fight against Cell Max as well. Because if we take a look here, Cell Max himself is on the Battle of Fate category, which is kind of strange that the Gogeta, like, Broly units aren't on Battle of Fate. They probably should be. I don't know why they're not, but whatever. We know that Cell Max wouldn't really have a lot of teams, but these are teams that I feel like could use help. These two right here, androids and artificial life forms. This would be like a huge androids team buff. Could be really good. This guy especially could be potentially really, really great for the 17. Maybe they give him other categories, like when he's actually playable. They make the actual playable Cell Max have different categories based on like the different moves that he could potentially do. Like if he does do like that giant, like, you know, green and black like ball attack at the end, that could be maybe final trump card even, right? Who knows? But I think that Cell Max would be a very, very good, you know, addition to the game. And whilst he's still like at least included in this game as boss, I think that he needs to get a playable card sooner than later. I mean, everyone else in the superhero team has a playable card. We have what, Pan, the obviously Ultimate Gohan, Beast Gohan, Power Awakened Piccolo into Orange Piccolo, right? Again, I said Pan earlier. We have the Goten and Trunks there. Again, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. Where are you? Yeah, and then I guess we don't have like a Krillin or 18 that's playable. Maybe it could be like the banner unit is like Krillin and 18 as a banner unit together. I think that could be pretty cool. Like I think that'd be nice. Like make them like a really strong like superhero support slot 3 guardian or something like that, dodge unit or something. That I think would be really, really interesting. But yeah, I think this would be really good. They probably would lead the superheroes team, I assume. They don't care about pushing out like these like new leaders here. I could simply like, you know, yeah, like superheroes. Accelerated battle would be good because accelerated battle has not gotten a leader. Yeah, because yeah, accelerated battle and superheroes. Then maybe they give movie heroes and androids at 200%. I think that could be good. Because some of these androids are on accelerated battle, aren't they? Like all the cells are on accelerated battle. So that would be good, right? To fit all those units under the leader skill. That would basically fit all the superhero units under the leader skill, right? Which I think would work out pretty well. So Max, again, it's kind of very restrictive. He probably would lead. I mean, if he's a Battle of Fate leader, like an extreme class Battle of Fate leader, I think that'd be good because there's obviously a lot of villain Battle of Fate units. So I'd be down with that, like a villain Battle of Fate lead. Like it could be, yeah, I guess it would be Battle Fate, and then androids, then artificial life forms and movie bosses get the 200%. That probably would be the best case scenario for an overall 200% lead. I think that would work out pretty well because a lot of these like Battle Fate units are on either movie bosses or artificial life forms. I mean, you are on there, you're on there, you're on there, you're on there. You would not be on there actually, but a lot of these characters aren't on there, so that would be good. Maybe they introduce a new category for Cell Max. Maybe he could lead like he actually isn't on regeneration because when his arm gets blown off, but he doesn't actually regenerate it. Remember, So I don't know. We could see what kind of category they add. It could literally be like villains category or something like. We'll see what happens. But I think this would be really really good. I'm talking as if they're confirmed. They're not confirmed obviously. I just think that this would be a really really great idea whenever it does come to the game. I think honestly, seeing the Legends reveal, just screw it, just drop them now. I mean, Dokkan and Legends usually like dropping a lot of these stuff at like near the same time. It's been less of that recently, but I feel like especially like we saw last year and the year before, they dropped a lot of these units in a very similar time frame to each other. Like at most, like 3-4 months like away from each other. Legends gets a unit, Dokkan got a unit, like the cooler, the blue Goku and blue Vegeta, right? Stuff like that. So I mean, those are the hype characters, so regardless, they're like gonna be these major celebrations. But you guys kind of get the point there. Let me know what you think about this Legends reveal. If you're a Legends player, I'm sure many of you guys are super excited for these guys to come out. I think did they come out tonight? I have no idea actually. But yeah, let's finish this off. Let's see some of the comments here. What are people thinking about it? I saw this right here, like some action, like not everyone's gonna like Cell Max, right? But I do think that there should be respect for people who are excited for these characters instead of trying to like be like, oh, the sucks, right? I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's your opinion, so it's not really a big deal, right? 200% artificial life forms. I mean, yeah, I guess he would be. Yeah, he would be a 200% lead. So I guess that would work. Honestly, Battle Fate might. Would that work out better? Battle Fate? I don't know. I was talking about it as if he was a Dokkan Fest leader, but yeah. Extreme Class 100 somehow. Strandable LRSO Max. Uh, no. we need to spoil summonable here. Come on. Worldwide Celebration. I don't think this would be Worldwide Celebration. Because I they're gonna do like a Saiyan for Worldwide Celebration. It would have to be like an actual like Beast Gohan LR and then Cell Max. I think that would be work. Like they're not gonna drop a part of the Worldwide Celebration that doesn't have Saiyans in it. I'm sorry, y'all. I would love this to be like a Worldwide Celebration, but I feel like Tanabata is a little more suited for that. Like a unit like this, because Tanabata is like exciting for sure, but Worldwide Celebration is like the celebration of the year. I feel like, in my opinion, is probably the biggest celebration of the year, and Bandai very well likely to see that in the same way because it's simultaneous. So, and Akatsuki too, right? But yeah, I mean, I'd be excited for it. Sure amount of stones you drop in the Carnival Manor and whatnot. So, I mean, maybe you guys will like it for World of Celebration. I could see it still work out if they really wanted to do it. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I feel like they're likely going to go with the save option and go with, like, a Saiyan. So, I'm done here. Let me know what y'all think again. Thank y'all for watching. Hopefully, we get these units soon. Legends player, enjoy this, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.